Hello students, this is Harshit and welcome back to Square One. In the previous video, I gave you 3 practice questions and I asked you to try them on your own. Now let me give you the solutions. The first question that I gave you was, how many 5-digit numbers are there? I told you to use this kind of formula. Now to find the total 5-digit numbers, you have to subtract the greatest 4-digit number from the greatest 5-digit number. Okay, write the greatest 5-digit number. I have written it here. Then I have subtracted greatest 4-digit number from it, and the answer is 90,000. The next question that I gave you was to write the smallest and the greatest 4-digit numbers using the digits 2985. Now the conditions were, in the first part it said using each digit only once. Now I have made columns for the greatest numbers and for the smallest numbers. Okay, since we have to write all the 4-digit numbers, I have made 4 spaces for each number. Using each digit only once. Now the greatest number will be something like 9, 8, 5, 2. I have to start from the greatest digit, so the greatest number will be 9, 8, 5, 2. Then the smallest 4-digit number, it will start from the smallest digit, which is 2, then 5, then 8, and then 9. This is the greatest and the smallest numbers using each digit only once. Next we have using any one digit twice. In this question we are allowed to use any one of the 4 digits twice. So to form the greatest 4-digit number, I'll use the greatest digit twice. Okay, that is 9, then 8, and then 5. To form the smallest 4-digit number, I'll start from 2, then I will again write 2 since I am allowed to use any one digit twice, then 5, and then 8. Now when 9 is at 10th place, we write 9 at 10th place in both the numbers. Besides 9, the other digits that I am allowed to use are 8, 5, and 2. So let us form the greatest number. It will start from 8 since 9 is already used. Then next we have 5, and then we have 2. To form the smallest 4-digit number, we'll start from 2, then we have 5, then 8. 9 is already used at 10th place, so we cannot do anything about it. The last question that I gave you was to find the difference between the greatest and the smallest 5-digit numbers that can be written using the digits 4, 5, 1, 3, and 9. So you have to find the difference between the greatest and the smallest 5-digit numbers. Let us first write the greatest 5-digit number, which will be 9, 5, 4, 3, 1. We started from the greatest digit and went on till the smallest digit. The smallest 5-digit number will be, let us start from 1, then 3, 4, 5, and then we have 9. This will be the smallest 5-digit number. Now let us find the difference between them. 9, 5, 4, 3, 1 minus 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, and the answer will be something like 81972. This will be our answer. This will be the difference between these two numbers. Now let me tell you one thing. Whenever we form a number cannot start from the digit 0. Okay, suppose I am given digits something like 0, 2, 7, 8, and I have to form a 4-digit number. Then our 4-digit number cannot start from 0. This is wrong. We can never form a number from 0. A number never starts from 0. So you have to use any other digit besides 0 for the first place. Okay, suppose they ask you to form the smallest 4-digit number using these digits, but the number will never start from 0. It will start from 2. Okay, the smallest digit that can be used for the first place, for the first digit, it will be 2 and not 0. Now the first topic that we are going to study today is conversion of common units. You have studied about measuring units of length, mass, and capacity. You have studied this chart, right? The biggest unit is kilo, then we have hecto, then deca, then we have meter, gram, and liters. Then the smaller ones are deci, centi, and milli, right? Kilometer, kilogram, these are the bigger ones, and the smallest ones are millimeter, milligram, and milliliter. We are going to talk about only the common units, that is the kilo ones. Okay, these are the biggest one, they are more commonly used. Then we have the middle ones that are meter, gram and liter. Then the smaller ones, the smallest is millimeter, milligram, milliliter. These are the smallest. And then we'll also use centi, right? These are the common units. So we are going to talk about the kilo ones, the middle ones, that is meter, gram and liter, the centi and the milli. These are the general terms. Okay, these are the general terms that are used in length as well as in mass and in capacity. Now let us compare these common units. Suppose we take this milligram and liter, these center ones, as 1. Okay, suppose we take up them as 1. Then this kilometer or kilogram or kiloliters, these are 1000 times greater than this. Okay, if this is 1 meter, then 1 kilometer will be 1000 times greater than 1 meter. Okay, now if I take up centimeter, then centimeter is 100 times smaller than meter. If I talk about millimeter, then millimeter is 1000 times smaller than meter. Okay, the greatest are kilo, then the smaller ones are centi and the smallest is milli among these. Okay, there are other units as well, but we are not going to talk about them. They will be used in higher classes. Now if I compare these units, then 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, and it is also equal to 1000 millimeter. Since it is 1000 times smaller than meter, it takes 1000 millimeter to make up 1 meter, and it takes 100 centimeter to make up 1 meter. Okay, if we are going to compare meter and kilometer, then 1 kilometer, since it is bigger, so 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Now it takes 1000 such meters to make up 1 kilometer. In a similar way, we can say that it takes up 1000 grams to make up 1 kilogram and 1000 liters to make up 1 kilometer. Since these are common units. Okay, these are general terms that are used in all these three measures. Okay, can you find where these units are used? This kilometer is used for measuring long distances like roads, or measuring distance between two cities or two countries, right? Kilogram used to measure rice and wheat. Kiloliter is used to measure the amount of water in a pond or in a lake, in a dam. Okay, then meter, gram and liters. Meter is used to measure the length of your room. Okay, and the centimeter, if you have to measure the length of your notebook, you will measure it in centimeter, because meter is too big for that and millimeter is too small. Millimeter is used to measure the length of your pencil, or maybe the radius of your pencil. Okay, this circle of your pen, suppose I have to measure the length of this circle of my pen, I'll measure it in millimeters because it is very small. Okay, if I have to measure small quantities of vegetables, maybe chilies, then we buy chilies in grams, because we have to buy a very small quantity. And the medicine tablets that we have in our house, they are in milligrams. If you want to measure the amount of water in a bucket, then you measure it in liters, because kiloliters is too big for that and milliliter is very small. The cough syrups that we have in our room, they are in milliliters. Okay, these are some of the places where we use these units. Now if I have to compare this kilometer with centimeter or millimeter, we have seen that 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeters. Okay, and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 such meters. And what about millimeters? How many millimeters make up 1 kilometer? Then what do? We multiply this meter with again 1000, which is this, because 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeters, so we replace meter with 1000 of millimeters. So this becomes 10 lakh millimeters. Now you can see that I have used comma, so it becomes easier to read. Then 1 kilometer is equal to 10 lakh millimeter. In a similar way, we can use this chart, or we can make such chart for mass and capacity as well. We will just replace this meter with gram, or for mass, and liter for capacity. Okay, I will not go deeply in this topic because you have studied it in junior classes, but let me at least give you one question based on this. Suppose I have been given 5230 34 grams and I have to convert this into kilograms and grams. Okay, this is a question that I've been given. Now 5234 gram. I know that 1000 gram makes up 1 kilogram. Okay, if I reverse this and we use gram instead of meter. Okay, 1000 gram makes up 1 kilogram, then 1 gram makes up 1 upon 1000 kilogram, then 5000 grams will make up 5000 into 1 upon 1000 kilogram, which is 5 kilogram. Okay, so we can say that 5234 gram is equal to 5 kilograms and 234 gram. I have separated this 234 from 5234. We have studied it in previous classes, so this topic was only for recalling. Now let us move on to the next topic, which is word problems. Let us see the first question. A newspaper copy has 12 pages. It is sent to 9,880 houses in town. How many pages are printed each day? So we are given that a newspaper copy has 12 pages. So pages in one copy is equal to 12. It is sent 9,880 houses in town. That means number of newspapers printed 9,880. To find how many pages are printed each day, we will simply multiply both these numbers. So total pages printed will be 9880 multiplied by 12, and the answer will be 1,18,560 pages. Now the next question we have is, a milkman has 11 liter 500 milliliter milk. He sells 500 milliliter milk to a house for rupees 20. To how many houses can he sell this milk? What is the total money he earns? Okay, so we have here 11 liter and 500 milliliter of milk. Suppose this is 11 liter and 500 milliliter. He sells 500 milliliter of it to one house. Now we have to find out in how many houses can he sell this milk. So what do? We first find out how many 500 mLs, 500 milliliters make up this 11,500 milliliter. This will tell us the number of houses he sells this milk to. Once we find out the number of houses, we can find out the amount he earns or the money he earns. The first thing we have is that total milk is equal to 11 liters and 500 milliliters. Now we cannot compare liters and milliliters with milliliters. So what do? We convert this whole into milliliters. This will be 11 liters plus 500 milliliters. We convert this liters into milliliters. So we multiply it by thousands. Since liters is 1000 times greater than milliliters, so we convert it into milliliters. So this will be 11,000 milliliters plus 500 milliliters, and it becomes 11,500 milliliters. So this is the total milk he has. Now milk sold to one house is 500 milliliters. So the number of houses he sells this milk to, we will divide this whole 11,500 with 500. 11,500 divided by 500, which will be 23. So he sells this whole milk to 23 houses. Now what is the total money he earns? Total money earned. Since he earns rupees 20 when he sells 500 milliliter milk to one house, when he sells milk to one house. So if he is selling milk to 23 houses, total money earned will be 23 multiplied by 20, which will be rupees 460. So this is the total money he earned. Whenever you are solving a word problem, first write down whatever is given to you, then move on to whatever is asked from you. So here I was given the total milk he has, so wrote down the total milk, converted it into milliliters, so I can easily compare this whole milk with the 500 milk that he sells to one house. Then I calculated the number of house he sells milk to by dividing it. Okay, so I divided this 11,500 with 500. Once I found out the number of houses he sells milk to, I multiplied it with the money he earns from one house. This is how I calculated the total money earned. Now let me give you a couple of word problems. The first question says that Rahul goes to buy vegetables. He has to buy 2 kg tomato, 5 kg potato and 500 gram ginger. How much does he have to pay? When the cost of tomato is rupees 30 per kg, cost of potato is rupees 20 per kg and cost of ginger is rupees 80 per kg. So you have to calculate, first you have to calculate how much he pays for tomato, then for potato and then for ginger. Add this whole up and you will find how much he pays for the whole of the vegetables that he buys. Now ginger is given in grams, so what do? You convert this gram into kilograms, okay, and then find out the amount he pays for ginger. The next question, each morning Rohan goes to school 25 meters from his home on his bicycle. In the evening he goes to a library 300 meters away from his home. How much distance does he travel each day? So this is the chart and this is the chart given to you. School is 675 meters away from home and library is 300 meters away from home. You find out the total distance that he travels. This is a simple question. I hope you will be able to do both the questions. This is the end of today's lecture. In the next video, I will be teaching you estimation. I will be giving the solutions in the next video. Like and subscribe to my channel for the upcoming videos. Until the next video comes out. Thank you and bye-bye.